What's What with Benji. I'm your host, Benji, obviously. And today, we've got Craig Thompson. No. I just have to mention that this is our new toy, and we're going to name him Craig Thompson. But we do have Josh behind the mic.
Hey, Benji, it's good to be back. Good to be back.
What do you think about the Craig Thompson?
Well, it doesn't actually symbolize Craig Thompson today, right?
No, but I think it's a good nickname for it.
Okay, all right.
We did actually wanted to have Isaac Savage on the show, but he wasn't feeling it.
Sorry, what was that?
He wasn't feeling it.
Hey, what can you do? Just maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, today we're going to talk a lot about our Gladrap Awards nominations because voting is closing in about 10 days, isn't it? 10 days.
Yeah, 10th of December, right?
Yeah, and we'll talk about that, the nominations and other things that's going on because, we've been away for such a long time. We've missed you, Josh.
I think they're going. I think the awards are shaping up to be something special, man.
Yes, it is because we kind of butted our heads together, and we've been saying this sort of thing. We've been wanting to do it for quite a long time, but instead of us saying, "Oh, let's do it, let's actually do it." So we're actually doing this, and it's a surprise because we weren't expecting this many people to vote.
Not at all. That is impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. It's over 100, more than that. It's over 750 votes so far. We're aiming for 1,000 votes. If we can get 1,000 votes, I think we're going to do it.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Honestly, I thought maybe, I just didn't think that many people would fill out a form for 23 different categories. So. Well,
that's the thing is that they're not actually doing that though. Because
they're quite selective with their
they're very selective.
If they don't know, they don't answer, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. True, good point.
I think the most votes is 450 for I think it's the Fighter of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But apart from
that's a huge lead right now.
Huge lead.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's still good because people are aware of it. 750 people have voted.
And boxing insiders almost, right? This is the boxing community voting. So
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's pretty legitimate.
I think
it's valid.
Legitimate. Yeah. We have decided that what we're going to do is that our award is going to be a little certificate. Should we frame it? Yeah, we should frame it, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we're still on the fence, right?
We're still on the fence, but I think certificate seems like the best way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we this is we're volunteering this with our own funds. We've got no sponsorship. If we did got sponsorship, then that could
medals or trophies, something like that.
A trophy would probably be
trophy, yeah.
But a certificate looks nice on a wall,
Yeah.
And I think since this is going so well, let's do an event next year. What do you think?
Like an annual thing? But you mean in front of an audience?
At ABA Stadium every year. The funds would go directly onto the medals as the non-profit, just pay for expenses.
Yeah, you know how I am. I'm one day at a time. Let's just see how this one goes.
I'm thinking big.
Yeah. I don't know. It does. You know what? It does have the potential for to be an annual thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's shaped. And there's a good energy in the atmosphere about it. People are excited to be nominated for a Gladrap.
And it's not just the Gladrap nominations and the awards. There's also the Hall of Fame that we're putting into it.
That's a good idea, Benji. That was
because I think. There is no boxing Hall of Fame for New Zealand. There is an international boxing Hall of Fame. There's the sports awards and stuff like that, and the regional sports awards. But there's no boxing awards. There's no boxing Hall of Fame. So it's good to get that in as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that until that article came out.
Yeah.
So I was okay. That was the first boxing awards ceremony.
Yeah. And we're going to do it right here on YouTube.
Yeah.
So let's go through the awards. The major award, as we all have, is boxing, the Boxer of the Year. So there's the best boxer between both males and females.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Andre Mikhailovich, who did very well this year. He's had 5 fights so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, and demolish jobs, I think,
he
demolition jobs.
Demolition jobs. He fought Chase Haley, Gunnar Jackson. two good boxers this year. Bowen Morgan, he won his WBU world title against Jack Asis.
KO.
Yeah, by KO, and he's a highly ranked boxer as well. David Light winning his WBO Oriental title, as well as having a couple of other fights as well.
Yeah, against Mark Bam Bam Flanagan.
Yep. Giovanna Perez, of course, winning
The champ.
the world title and defending it as well this year. And Mosi Olimatangi winning those two belts over in Australia.
Yeah, these are all credible nominees.
Now, should we mention who do we think will win? This. Well, I mean, remember, this is people's choice, so we don't really get the choice. We don't get the decision on who gets what and where. So.
No, I don't know. I think we'll leave that for the awards night.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like
you want to say who's it leaning towards?
No. I want to say who do you want to win? What's your opinion on who should win this?
That's interesting. I don't know whether I should comment. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, if we're going to be signing the certificate, we should really be saying it.
Look, before you even jump to that, tell people how they can go, how they can vote, tell them about the awards. Have you got that coming up, or?
It's been saying all across Facebook and social media. If you want to vote on our awards, you go to our website at Gladrap Award. Is it Gladrap Awards?
Yeah, right now while you talk, we're going to show vision.
Right there.
So just talk over it as if there's images.
You click onto the website at Gladrap Awards website, and then you go onto the main website, you can have a look around, have a look at the nominees, who's the Hall of Fames, and click on the vote, and they'll go to all the people that's nominating. Vote as many as you want. Well, not as many as you want. You get one opportunity to vote.
Yeah, and vote smart, because some of the categories are really close.
They are very close.
Yeah.
Oh, they are very close. So, yeah. Next category is Male Boxer of the Year. So, of course, we've got Andre Mikhailovich.
This is a big list. This is a big list.
Andre Mikhailovich, Bowen Morgan, David Light, Hemi Ahio, who's had two fights overseas?
In Saudi, I think he's... one in Saudi and the other in Utah, right?
One in Utah. I think he had one more as well. Yeah, he had one more in America as well.
Yeah.
On top of that.
Yeah.
Joseph Parker, Joshua Francis, Junior Farr, Mosi Olimatangi, again, Not Beauchamp, and Patrick Maialiata.
So how did you differentiate this? So, the box of the year with the male box of the year?
Well, remember, so you need to take into consideration everything that's happening before November, because from November 1st onwards is going to be in next year's Gladrap Awards.
Got it.
So the 2019, from November 2019 to October 2020 will be on the selection for the following year.
That's
awards.
the financial year.
Yeah. Well, that's our financial year.
Yeah.
But so for instance, Junior Farr and Hemi Ahio, that Utah fight is not going to be considered into this nomination.
Got it. So it misses out. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to draw the deadline somewhere, right?
Yeah. Because we can't just continue on from our let's add extra people.
Yeah.
But Junior Farr, he fought twice or three times before. Oh no, just twice before November, I think he did. Hemi Ahio the same.
Do you get extra points if you fight overseas?
No. Oh well, remember it's a discussion between you and me and who gets it.
It is interesting, right?
Yeah, it is a long discussion.
Yeah.
Of course, we wouldn't add someone that's only had one loss unless it was a very close world title loss, for instance. You know, this is still it's a big discussion. But yeah, so. Personally, Joseph Parker, I mean, a lot of people did vote for him, I have to admit. A lot of people. But personally, I don't think he deserves it. He's had one fight this year.
The one fight, that's right.
And against the one fight of Alex Leopai, he should have probably had this fight in 2016 before his world title fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having that... So, honestly, he doesn't deserve it. I mean, no, you're probably going to be well, yeah.
Yeah, I should
Stop playing devil's advocate.
I'm going to defend... No, look, in this case, I kind of see your point. Look, he's had usually quite a busy years, but in this one, just the one fight, and Alex is how old? Over 40, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's not the most toughest fight, out there, especially if you compare to all the heavyweight fights we've seen this year and how exciting they've been.
Yeah.
So Parker probably doesn't deserve this one, but I guess he's popular in the votes just because, you know, he's the household name. So
The former world champion.
yeah.
Like that.
So I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Female boxer of the year. We've got Ellery Malacia, who made her recent return, and obviously we'll talk about that later. Ashley Campbell, 2 wins this year. Good on her.
You know what gym she comes from?
Ashley Campbell?
Yeah.
Hit Fitness
Hit
HQ.
Fitness?
Yeah. Baby Nansen, who had her win against Tanya Reid.
She's CKB, City Kickboxing. Right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Jintan Alupi, who made her
Triple A.
return on the undercard of Giovanna, and you know,
She fought Karen, right? From boxing out. Yeah.
Giovanna Perez, obviously world champion. Karen, who I think she had 1 win as well. 1 win, 1 loss this year.
Okay.
Lani Daniels had 2 draws. Jumped up in the rankings though, as well as Ari Malacia jumped up in the rankings.
A very exciting fight on the undercard of the Giovanna Claire Hafner.
Yeah, and also she had an exciting fight on her own when she was fighting Tessa on her own show. Well, not her own show, but main eventing her own show.
That was a draw, right?
That was also a draw.
Yeah.
But both fights were very good fights. But we'll talk about that later. Sarah Long, draw with Ari Malacia. It was a good fight. You can see that on GladrapChannel.
Next one.
Tanya Reid. She just recently won her title. We'll talk about that more later. But she before November, remember, we have to think about
the financial, Gladrap financial.
Yeah, she fought against Baby Nansen, and Tessa Tuilava'u, she won. She drawed with Lani twice. You know, you have to take it into consideration. You know?
Yeah, and they're tough fights. Tough
fights.
I mean, look, if you think about it, Claire Hafner couldn't go the distance with Giovanna Perez.
Yeah,
and your Lani Daniels has gone, you know, twice. So it just shows you the caliber of the fight, and you know,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a good selection of female boxers.
Very good. Look at that list. It's a big list.
It is a big list, and I think, as well as Giovanna, everyone deserves it one way or another. So you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see. Newcomer of the year. Now I can't remember most of these names, to be honest. Alex Var. Alex Var made his
very popular. He
made his debut this year. 2 wins, 1 loss. We'll just shadow a couple of them because there's actually quite a massive list. Marcus Hayward, he had a hell of a night this, over the last, 2 nights ago against Shade Brock.
Yeah.
Again, can't take into consideration that. I think one thing to note is Syed Salam. He only just debuted this year and he's already had 3 wins to his career.
Yeah. And Marcus, I'm just thinking Marcus fought Gunnar Jackson as well, right? Fairly early.
On the first, his pro debut.
Wow.
And I judged that fight, and Marcus, I think he won at least 1 round against Gunnar. So on debut, winning a round against Gunnar Jackson, who's very experienced.
How many rounds was it?
Just 5 rounds, I think.
Okay.
So it's still, it's still a good accomplishment.
Yeah. And yeah. No, welcome. And then he also fought Shay Brock on. How did that fight? That was a draw, was it?
That was a draw. That was a very interesting fight. But we'll talk more about that later.
Got it.
Female newcomer of the year. You don't know much about these girls, don't you?
I know Diane Beasley. Yeah, I saw her fight. I know Tanya Smith. She's related to. She's the daughter, right?
She's the daughter of Daniela
Smith. That's right. Yeah.
And Laura Woods.
Laura Woods, I don't know.
Okay, so we'll go through them all. Diane Beasley. Diane Beasley.
Obviously.
Now, even though she's had 2 losses this year, it's her debut year. There wasn't actually a lot of females this year. I have to say that debuted this year though. But you have to take into consideration that she is making a big forward step for the LGBT community because she's the first New Zealand born person from the LGBT community to make a professional boxing debut. So it's still a big step for boxing in ways of equality and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to recognise that. Breaking boundaries and whatnot. What do you think?
I mean, yes, that too. But I just remember she had 2 good fights with Ashley Campbell.
Yeah.
So so she's quite a memorable fighter.
Yeah.
And she also works at the Auckland Sky City, right? Didn't she work at the?
Yeah, she was a roofer at the Auckland Sky City, and she was the roofer.
Yeah, that's right. And
don't worry, she has no like affiliation to that blowtorch.
By the way, you haven't reported on any fires in this show.
Well, no, funny enough you say that. There was that smog that came over from Australia that kind of made the city a little bit hazy.
Okay, when was this?
Over the last week.
Okay.
But you don't.
I missed it.
You don't really see it,
Yeah.
but like I noticed it when I was like driving down the hill, and the sun was shining, and it's just like very misty across the city.
Okay.
But like if you're in the city, you won't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Benji not only reports on boxing news, but also on
the weather,
on fires and.
Laura Woods. So she was a corporate boxer for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
She fought on 2 Nigel Elliott shows where she boxed 2 corporate fights in one night in 2 different shows.
Okay, now maybe I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she made her pro debut against an Australian. I can't remember who the Australian is. She lost. But, it's still, have to take into consideration those corporate fights as well of, like, 2 fights in a single,
Yeah, you have to take your hat off to that.
Yeah.
Or
And
take off your beanie.
never. I don't want to take off my bloody
No,
thing.
you know what I mean.
Never.
Yeah. It's not a respect.
This is actually, surgically, stitched to my head. So.
And you put a beanie on for Craig Thompson or whatever?
Yeah, Craig Thompson's got a beanie, Talia Smith made her pro debut this year. They went to.
Oh, she's gone pro. Okay.
Yes, she had her pro debut. She won her fight. Can't remember who it was against, but So before the list, Talia Smith has the win. Was the only person that won this year.
Mm-hmm.
But these 3 girls, one way or another, kind of deserves the title. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of categories to go through.
Yes. Well, we're getting through them quickly. Return of the year, best comeback of the year. So when we say best comeback, the boxer hasn't fought since 2017, and they came back to have their first fight this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the first one is Auri Malacia, who made her return against Sarah Long, end up draw, and that's before the November pit.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Donnelly, he made his return this year as well. I can't remember who he fought. He fought in a cruiserweight division, didn't he?
I remember his first fight was with a Rotorua fighter, right?
Yeah, and that was 2017.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he fought again this year.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That was a tough fight. Ruben was
Tyrone Warren.
Yeah,
I know.
That was
that good.
That was a good fight. Yeah.
And
then we didn't see him back again, which was a shame. So I'm glad to see him back.
Yeah. He originally said he just wanted to do a one-off pro because he wanted to retire, but giving it a go and coming back and
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I've always seen him training at Isaac Peach's gym as well. So I'm always wondering why is he training? So I guess he wanted to get back in the ring.
Carol Earl, not a lot of people know about her, but she's a New Zealand-born boxer that resides in Australia. She made her return after, I think, quite a long time, actually. She was away from the ring. Gentiana Lupi, again, she hasn't fought for a while, came back, won on the undercard of Giovanna and Clay Hafner. Jordan Tai, he fought Letty. He lost against Letty, but, he made his return this year. Nick Charlimbus, the Greek, he fought in January, I think, and he fought
big name. What
Jai Oppenheim.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And he didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked down.
He got knocked down, but he lasted the full 10. Was it 10 rounds or 12 rounds?
I don't know, but it was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, and Reese Papuni, who's had 2 fights this year.
Yeah, all really good names, man.
Yeah, really good names. Amateur Boxer of the Year, David Nika. Jerome Campelone.
This is a tough competition.
Levi Filet-Maia, Troy Garton, and Tasmin Benny.
Wow, this is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
I'm actually curious to see this one. Let's see the polling results on this.
It's funny because, personally, it should be between David Nika, Jerome Pampelone, and Troy Garton.
Yeah.
That's my personal thing.
Yeah.
But
and Tasman, she's been active as well, right?
I know, but I think Jerome should probably get it more, in my opinion, just because he went on in the world champions more than David Nika has. You know.
Yeah, and he's been very, very busy.
He has been very busy.
So let's see how the public goes on this.
Trainer of the year. This is gonna be
This is
interesting.
another,
Grant Arkle, who's the trainer of Mossy on the Tangi. John Conway, trainer of Laini Daniels. Isaac Peach, who's
This is
so
juicy.
many people.
This is a tough one.
Boxing porn. Andre Mikovic, David Light, Jerome Jerome Pampelone. Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Sassy Toei. Alistair
Boyd. There's so many people who, Phil Shatford, who does Bowen Morgan and Reese Papunu. Shane Cameron, obviously with Joshua Francis. The one and only big sexy Terry Reed Batchelor. He likes being called big sexy, and he is a big sexy piece, isn't he?
Nice.
And talking about another big sexy, well, skinny sexy.
just for those, there were no Terry trains. Giovanna, who else? Smiley, no, not anymore.
No, Smiley has retired.
Gone to Brisbane, right?
Yeah. Giovanna, Troy Garton,
and
Conrad
the Mayhem
Lamb,
team,
yeah, Mayhem team, and Vasco, Ari Malacia, Robert Berridge, you know. So,
I was gonna say Kerry Davies, but I think he's moved over to
Spain.
Marb something.
So like, it's a big. This is a very close one. Terry, you know, could be argued best because he's got a world champion on the roster. Isaac could be argued the best because he's got
a stable.
He's got a stable of like good athletes,
elite athletes. Yeah.
You know, John Conway, who's had a world title challenger, but then again, that could go against, you know, the world title challenger lost against a world champion. So, you know, any of these, those three, in my opinion, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I've already started my words anyway, so.
Grant Arkle as well, I mean, I don't know. What do you mean? He's got Mose, he's responsible for Parker, like, you know, I mean.
The
financial, I got you.
Yes,
but any of them, like, you know, every one of them is worthy.
Yes. Promoter of the year, Bruce Glossier.
Another man. These categories, man, they haven't fired these ones.
Bruce Glossier, who's had 3 events this year, 2 world title events, and one with Lani versus Tessa, the first fight. Craig Thompson, who's actively busy as a promoter and matchmaker. He's got something coming up as well. He's had a couple other shows earlier in the year. Isaac Peach, he promoted David Light versus Mark Flanagan. Phil Shatford always does Brian Morgan shows, and Shane Cameron.
Wow. And so Bruce has had a couple, two events on Sky TV, and Shane's always on Sky TV. Yeah. And even Isaac's Peach has been on Sky. And
yes, you're right. I almost forgotten about that Isaac Peach has actually had a Sky TV fight night. Yeah,
so Sky's getting heavily involved in New Zealand boxing
scene.
Good.
It's good. I think this is actually the most we've gotten from New Zealand boxing, even more than when Duco was happening, because they did 5 shows a year, but they did a pay-per-view and still 5 shows a year. But like when we got Bruce Glossier, who had 2 Sky TV shows, we had Isaac, who had 1, we had Shane Cameron, who's had like 3 or 4, you know.
Well, it's been a busy year for New Zealand boxing, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's good. I think maybe Sky TV's woken up.
Yes. New Zealand Fight of the Year. So the New Zealand fight, so a fight between 2 New Zealanders. First nominee, Andre Mikulovic versus Gunnar Jackson. Oof. Massive fight. It was a massive fight. If you want to see that fight, you can actually order that from
and Gunnar retired on that fight, right?
Yeah, Gunnar retired from that fight. Giovanna Perez versus Laini Daniels for the WBO World Light Heavyweight title, the first ever title in that division. Good fight.
Historic fight.
Kiki Toilatali versus Julius Long.
Wow. This fight, eh?
You can get this fight now on YouTube.
No, you can't. It's been taken down. Really? Because I wanted to watch it again, and it was taken down.
Who took it down?
AME something. AME, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I was watching the first half of it, and then I want to return to it and watch the knockdowns, because that's the bit I was waiting to see, because I haven't seen this fight live, and they've taken it down.
That's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Lani Daniels versus Tessa Tuilava'u. Sorry if I mispronounced the name, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting better at it. So the first fight
is on Gladrap, right?
Yeah, it's on Gladrap. First fight between the two of this year, but again, this is their second fight together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Lani versus Tessa 2, which is their third fight together. So both of those fights were really close fights, really good fights. Like when you think about women boxing, those two fights were really good, as well as Giovanna versus Lani. Yeah. It's also nice to have like more women's fights on here than men's.
Yeah. So it's it's really good.
Moving on from to International Fight of the Year. So Brian Morgan versus Jack Asis.
There's an iconic shot of that, like at the thumbnail. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Very iconic.
For the WBU world title, that is on YouTube. David Light versus Mark Flanagan, massive fight, really good fight. I was glad I was actually there to watch it. So, Giovanna Perez versus Claire Hafner. If you're actually if you got Sky Sports Now, which is like this internet version of Sky Sports for Sky, you can actually watch the highlights of that on there. So, you know, if you want to watch that. Hemi Hio's fight against Ali Keegan.
That was in Saudi?
Yep, that was in Saudi Arabia that got knocked out with...
first round or second?
First round in a minute, I think. 2 minutes.
Yeah, so he's making installments. Out there, yeah.
Now this fight is difficult because like we can't watch it, but Junior Farr versus Dominic Gwynn. Unfortunately, we can't watch it, but I know that Junior Farr got knocked down earlier in the fight and went on to win the fight. Mm-hmm. So that's still quite a massive fight. It would have been great to watch. Just the idea of that.
Yeah. So it shows that he can get up and get back on his feet and still come up with a game plan and make adjustments. So it's good to see that from Junior Farr. Yeah.
Moving on, knockout of the year. Andre Mikhailovich knocks out Nicholas Taylor.
Boom.
Which was Isaac Peach's last promoting show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Morgan knocks out Jack Asis. By the way, both of those fights you can watch on YouTube. Cairo George knocks out Tai Nui Inoue, which is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gladrap, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, a lot of people say this is very controversial. Just even this fight being nominated.
Yeah, because he took it on the last minute, right?
Well, not only is it not last minute fight, it's also a it was heavily mismatched.
Yeah.
We recognise that, but at the same time,
it was a hell of a knockout.
It was a hell of a knockout, and we're not here to look at the controversy fight of the year.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting, yeah.
Controversy.
Hey, next year, right?
Next year. Also, but we're looking at like best knockout. So regardless if it was a mismatch or not, it was a good knockout.
That's definitely a category we should have had. Come on, you're Mr. Controversy.
Giovanna Perez wins by referee stoppage against Claire Hafner. Hemi Hio knocks out Ali Qaidin, the Saudi Arabia fight. Junior Farr knocks out New Fel Altar. I think you can watch that on YouTube.
Was this in Utah?
No. It was the earlier in the year fight.
In the US, though?
Yeah, in the US. Joshua Francis knocks out Alistair Boyd. That was originally on YouTube. I know you can still watch it.
I think, I don't know about that, but I saw that on YouTube.
Mosi Onimatangi knocks out Ratu Dawai.
Okay.
But you can't watch that on YouTube, unfortunately, because it was on Sky.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Champions of the Year. Andre Mikhailovich, Pro Box New Zealand middleweight champion. Won against Gunnar Jackson. Brian Morgan, WBU World Welterweight title. Winning the title and defending the title. Winning the vacant against Jack Asis and then defending it against some Thailand guy. Kyra George, Pro Box Pacific Super Lightweight title. He won that title against that Australian guy. Can't remember the Australian guy's name. Man, I'm gonna have a lot of things that are popping up as fact checks here.
Yeah.
You know, David.
I thought he lost that fight.
No. Kyra won that fight. Won the Pro Box Pacific title, but later on in the year he lost the WBU World title.
Got it. Okay.
David Light winning the WBO Oriental title against Mark Flanagan. Giovanna Perez, which by the way, he's defending that title later in the year. Later in the week, I should say. Giovanna Perez winning the WBO World Light Heavyweight title and defending it against Claire Hafner. Isaac Palisich, Pro Box South Island Cruiserweight Champion. And Mosi Oimatangi winning the WBC OPBF Silver title and WBA East-West Oceania Super Middleweight titles. That's a mouthful, and I'm used to mouthfuls, so...
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going here into the officials. Now, I didn't get to choose these officials because it's conflict of interest.
Yeah, so I chose this one. I chose the list.
Yeah.
So there's Andrew Bell, David Craig, Ina Schuster, and John Conway. This is another interesting category. I'm sure people are keen to see who's going to win this.
Yeah, well, David Craig, he went over to China multiple times and he refereed a world title fight. Ina, he's probably one of the best amateur referees. And John Conway, he's been having a busy year this year as well.
Yeah. And tell us a bit about Andrew Bell.
Andrew Bell, he's with NZPBA. He's the only one out of this. He is. He's been doing this for quite a long time. He's had a couple of... I think he's only done one fight show this year. So, it's good to recognize these good referees.
Exactly. Yeah, it gives everyone a bit of a spotlight.
Okay, Judge of the Year. Go on.
Okay, so this is another one that I've selected.
Yes.
So we got Benjamin Watt.
Oh, who's that?
Who's that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Darcy Williams. Okay, so that's his name. Okay, I've always seen him around, just didn't know. And then we got Ian Scott. We got Iona Schwaliger.
Yeah.
And then we got Sayara Sebastian. Yeah.
Soraya.
Very busy people.
Very busy.
Yeah.
So, let's go down. I'm not going to talk about myself. You can talk about me. But, I've had, in my career, I've had about 86 fights as a professional boxing judge. I think I've done 20 fights this year as a boxing judge. So
you've been with the NZPBA.
And now with... which I left them because of shit. And now I'm with Pro Box New Zealand. And I did a couple of title fights with them this year. So it's good. Darcy Williams, he was on the Giovanna versus Lani Daniels, so it was good because I can recognize him as a world champion judge. Yeah. Ian Scott, he went overseas to do a couple of world titles as well. Iona Swalger.
She's another Pro Box.
Yep, she's PBC.
PBC, that's the one. Sorry.
She was on the judging panel for Giovanna versus Claire Hafner, so another world champion boxing judge. And Soraya Sebastian, I don't know how to say it. Sorry, she's gonna kick my ass. She's judged overseas as well. She's also busy. I like to I like to compete against her. Me and her make each other better. So
So another tough category.
This is actually a very tough category. I think it's tougher than the referees, in my opinion. Okay, MC of the Year. This is going to be great.
Yes.
Dale Husband, which I laughed when I heard about this. His last name is Husband.
Yeah. He's fully into it. He sings. He has a really good set of lungs on him.
Yeah. The only critique is that on that Sky show, I guess he messed around a bit, but he also called out the wrong name for the Mossy versus Ratu Dewai fight.
Okay.
So Dan Hennessy, legend.
Yeah.
He's always so busy, but he kind of does deserve this title. Isaac Savage, he's he's practically the only competition against Dan Hennessy these days, I think. And Mike Angrove is mainly a commentator, but he's done a couple of shows here and there as MC.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
I mean, like, a lot of people are voting for Dale, for Dale to win this because he's very entertaining. Everyone likes him. But the real competition's between Dan Hennessy and Isaac Savage.
And Isaac Savage, I mean, you know, everyone knows it.
Everyone
Craig
knows
Thompson,
Isaac. What do you think?
He knows how to light up a stadium, man. He knows how to get people going.
Yeah, he's very entertaining, and you know,
he always does the who's from the west side, who's from the, you know, North Shore.
He didn't actually at the Hard Knock show. He didn't do the North Shore.
Oh, okay, he usually does the gets the, you know.
Like he did everyone else, and like, he didn't do the North Shore. And I was getting ready to go, and I was like,
maybe he's got a new routine.
Yeah, not enough. Okay, commentator of the year. So again, you helped pick this one because
definitely, yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, I picked it, but you helped. I don't worry. So, you read out the first name.
So that's who's this guy? Benjamin Watt.
I don't know. Yeah, I did a couple of shows with Gladrap.
Yeah.
I think it's like my own show. What was that? My own show, Mid-Year Fireworks.
Oh, that's right. That was a great show. Yeah.
I did another show.
Plus, you're commentating right now, right? I mean, this is commentary.
Oh, it's a different type of commentary. This is a show.
Yeah.
Danielle Smith, she made her commentary debut. I think she's also one of New Zealand's first boxing commentators, I guess. Female commentators, I should say. And she commentated on Claire Hafner versus Giovanna for the world title. She did a better job than Steve McIver.
Yeah, she was saying something about Steve. What was it? Come on.
Okay. Steve McIver. I met Steve McIver at Isaac Peach's show.
Okay.
This should be in the
controversy hour, yeah.
But we're gonna do this now.
Yeah.
I introduced myself, nice and friendly. I spoke about Giovanna to him, and he was like, I don't know who Giovanna is. Like, she fought and won a world title on Sky. Like, you should know about that because you work for Sky.
Yeah, and I know you think that's bad, but it gets worse.
It gets worse. So then, like, on the Isaac Peach show, I said, like, look, Giovanna's right around the corner. She's the world champion. Do you want to go and meet her? And he's like, nah.
Damn.
What?
He could have rescued himself by, you know, at least meeting her.
At least meeting her.
Yeah.
And then on, like, on the show of, on Giovanna versus Claire Hafner, not only did he do a crap job on commentary that night, he openly admitted that he didn't know much about Giovanna. You can tell he didn't do any of the research. And, like, people watching the show were, like, just kind of, like, just disgusted. He did a crap job.
Wow.
Danielle Smith did a better job than he did. That's why she's nominated.
There we go, and that's why he's not on the list.
Exactly.
Nice guy, though, in person.
Well, obviously not if he's a twat like that.
I've had good encounters with him, but, you know. Hey, look, I'm just going to defend him a little bit because you're smashing him right now.
Ina, again, she's had a commentary show this year. She always does a good job. She's nice and bubbly personality.
Wonderful person.
Yeah, I always like talking to her. Isaac Savage, he's had a couple of shows, one with Gladrap, one with, I think it was the Isaac Peach show.
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
Kendall Cooper, he did the mid-year fireworks with me.
Kendall, the Caucasian Cannon
Cooper. And Mike Angrove. So I don't generally talk about results, but this is actually pretty good. It's very interesting because there's really only 4 people in contention for this award. That's Isaac Savage, Mike Angrove, Danielle Smith, and for some reason, a lot of people are voting for me because even though I don't commentate as often, but people were voting for me. So hey, thank you for people who are voting for me. But yeah, like all 4 of us are like neck and neck.
There we go. That's why. So still, if you haven't voted, go and vote because these votes are really close.
Yeah, and if you don't like me winning that commentator, then you know, vote. A lot of people don't like me. Non-boxer of the year. Here we go. So no non-boxer of the year.
Yeah, so we go with Benjamin Watt again.
What have I done?
Man, what haven't you done? That's the question. box rec editor, writer, Wikipedia editor, talk show host on Gladrap, boxing judge, commentator, researcher, with most of these done as a volunteer or paying for himself. And I think there's much more that you've actually
there is much more. But
omitted from the list.
Yeah.
Did you also write that you're on the team? You know, the Giovanna Perez, like all that you've contributed and helped out. And
like paying for her advertising and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't mentioned.
You're getting media stuff for her, making sure she's actually getting notice and PR and stuff like that. This list, by the way, of non-box of the year, these are the people who have not stepped in the ring and had a boxing fight.
Yeah.
So it's I have to make that very clear. I've never had a boxing fight. That's why I'm nominated. Isaac Savage, he's not on here because of the fact that
he's a fighter.
He is a fighter. He's fought Bow Champ in the past, and he's fought in kickboxing.
Yeah.
Keldon Jameson, photographer. He's taking photos everywhere. It's really between me and him. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely should be recognized.
He has been. Yeah. No, I'm actually saying the votes are it's between me and him. It's neck and neck. You are voted.
Hey.
But it's good. You definitely do deserve credit. I know that when I put you in a nomination, you weren't happy about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be recognized. Don't look at me.
I mean, how weird would it be, right? Gladrap wins the Gladrap.
And you sign it yourself.
So please continue to vote for anyone else.
Michael. Also another thing to mention. I'm producer of the Gladrap.
And you also look after your Facebook pages.
Yeah. Michael Clifton, who's an amazing writer. He writes quite often. Yeah. I think he's the only person that's neck and neck with me with writing about New Zealand boxing.
Yeah. And I think people look forward to both articles from you and Michael.
Yeah, because I make sure everything's up to date.
Yeah.
Event of the year. Big briefing. Rival Sports Promotions on the 4th of October at Sky City Convention Centre. This is the one where Giovanna defended her title, her world title against Claire Hafner. She I know I haven't been looking at the camera that much today. I'm looking into your soul. That also had Lani versus Tessa 2. Herman. The Herminator was on the show. It was a big show. Diamonds in the Ring on 24th of May 2019 at Barfoot and Thompson Stadium. That is had one pro, I can't remember what the pro was, but it was actually an amazing show. There was a great atmosphere, lighting was great, there was amazing food on the table. I went with Giovanna and we had an amazing time. It was actually a great show. Peach Boxing, where David Light versus Mark Flanagan, Mossy Oimatangi versus Ratu Dawai, Andre Mikhailovich versus Chase Haley. Of course, Jerome Pascal was also on the card. A great show. IT Heavy Hitters with Mike Dolways and Mike King, comedian Mike King. 11th of May 2019, again at Barfoot and Thompson Stadium. It was a really good show, actually, even though there was no pros. Had great lights, great food, blah blah blah, but it had the entertainment of Mike King, the comedian, and the fighters, a corporate fight show. It was actually really good.
So he did some comedy bits as well?
Yeah, he did some comedy bits. It was a really good show.
And for a good cause?
I think you can actually watch that somewhere on YouTube if you search that up. Nigel Elliott, 4th of May 2019 at Lake Karapiro with Cairo George versus James Torres. That's the guy I was talking about.
It's a beautiful location.
Diane Besley versus Ashley Campbell and Alex Farr versus Graeme Dodd.
Graham Dodd. Did you say Graeme?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I think that's what's on his passport.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
No,
it was Graham.
Maybe he goes by Graham, but Okay. Great show, great scenery. He had fairy lights on the tables. It was so beautiful, romantic. I just feel popped. Sam Rapira, 25th of May 2019, TSB Stadium with Tanya Reid versus Baby Nansen. Not only was it a good show, he holds the record this year of for 2019 of the most people attending the show with 3,452.
Yeah, they call New Plymouth the Las Vegas of New Zealand.
Well, yeah, well, yes, because like his shows sell out, over 3,000 people go.
I mean, come on, that's crazy.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. Of course, Shane Cameron at Event Finder Stadium in North Shore Event Centre on the 30th of August 2019. Julius Long versus Kiki Toilatali. Good fight. Ended in draw. Josh Francis versus Alistair Boyd. Alex Farr versus Vili Army Laiava. Sorry. You know, great shows. Good. Whew, getting puffed.
Marcus Haywood versus Brent Sergey.
Yeah, that was a good fight. He won by by knockout.
Yeah,
Okay,
Marcus is really shaping out to be someone special, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming near the end here. We've got best looking boxer, meaning the most attractive boxer.
Here we go. Very interesting category.
It is a very interesting category. These votes here have probably got the least amount of votes, but hey, I'm happy with this. Andre Mikhailovich, Bowen Morgan, David Light, Joshua Francis, Nort Beauchamp, and Shay Brock. Now this is interesting because like I can't really say. It's awkward if I say who I think is going to win because like then they think I'm trying to hit on them.
Yeah, I think I know who you're gonna say, but we should keep it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think you do know.
I think it's not right. You always like I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's Nort.
Yeah.
I think he's a sexy beast.
Yeah.
Not hitting on you, Nort. I'm married.
But
You're married.
I bet people like look. They might not even vote for this, but I bet they want to know the outcome.
Yeah, they probably know.
Come on, everyone wants to know.
Okay, this is more for your category. Best looking female boxer of the year, the most attractive female boxer of the year. Ari Malacia, Baby Nansen, Giovanna Perez, Lani Daniels, Talia Smith, Tessa Tuilavau, and Laura Woods. Now have a look at those pictures and tell me who do you think?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't want to say.
Go on, I said mine, you have to say yours.
Look, I'll tell you, Lani Daniels is looking really good at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Like, she looked amazing.
Is that because she had her top off with her bra on, or?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. She was just in peak physical shape, and she looked good.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to know again the polling results of this on the day.
It's to be honest, that poll is like we've got the weirdest, not by who's winning, but like just the fractions of weird.
Yeah. I mean, this is not your normal category, but hey, gotta have some fun with it.
Let's see, worst cut of the year.
Good job on these photos, by the way.
These are this was excuse me, but fine. So Cairo George, massive big off cut against his eyebrow. David Light, he got a cut on his eyelid. You know how hard it is to actually fix those cuts on eyelids.
Yeah.
So good on the doctor.
If you want to see the full footage, it's on it.
Yeah. Giovanna Perez is causing a cut on Claire Hafner.
Multiple, right?
One on each eyebrow. That's hard to do. And Trish Vaca also got a cut on her eyebrow and also had a bleeding nose as well. So I guess that kind of works as well.
This is a popular category, right?
It is a popular category.
Yeah.
One particular person has got 90% of the votes.
I wonder who, man.
Most entertaining boxer of the year.
Yeah, this is going to be another interesting one.
This is a very interesting. Andre Mikhailovich, he's got the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
So good on him.
Entertaining in and out of the ring.
Yeah. Cairo George, he flips into the ring.
Yeah.
But he also does the whole intense stare down at the weigh-ins. That's entertaining.
Yeah.
Julius Long, another gift of the gab.
Come on, man.
He can talk for ages.
Yeah.
Give him a beer or something. He'll just go off. And also, he likes to poke out his tongue sometimes in the ring. Aubrey.
Aubrey.
And
his entourage is,
yeah. Where they just start randomly chanting, "Oh, Ale, Bombay."
Yeah, he got the most enthusiastic entourage I've seen, with the flags and everything. And
Scope Siossi,
who's called the entertainment.
Called the entertainment, dancing to the ring, gives his opponent the rose.
Sometimes he throws the rose to the audience, and also, I mean, what about his the thing, the purple? Yeah.
Yes.
That's another.
The thing that
that's
follows
a package.
him.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bad smell. It follows.
But yeah, it's very.
And that's the award. So
that's it.
We did a good chunk there.
Yeah, I mean, come on. people have to be. They want to know the outcome for these. I mean, yeah.
All right, let's take a break from the awards now. Let's talk about what's actually happening in New Zealand boxing, hey? Because you've been away for quite a while, so it's time for us to talk about like big moments that's happening over the last 3 weeks, I guess. Shiva Mishra, wasn't it?
Yeah, you called this one.
Yeah, I called it. Yes, you're right. I called it. I thought he was going to win this fight, and he did. He won that fight against the guy that hasn't fought for a long time, who comes in, comes out of retirement, I guess. I think he had like 10 wins or something like that, and he went on to beat him, I think, by TKO. So that is a good effort for him, winning the WBF Australasian title.
Yeah, we have to interview this guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He lives in Wellington. We need to know who he is, what he's about. We need to go down there.
Yeah, so where does he train from?
I don't know.
Okay.
I literally don't know. I just don't know where he's from, but we need to get in contact with him and get an interview. Let's go down to Wellington.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a winning streak, right?
Yeah, and he's now ranked #1 in New Zealand in his category, so...
Okay. No,
Like,
fascinating.
Imagine, though, a fight with either him versus Syed Salam. That would be a good fight. Or him versus Nort Beauchamp.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say who's going to win because
He's skillful.
yeah, very competitive fight.
You can see, like, from the beginning, I thought he had potential because it was a close fight between him and when he made his debut against Bo O'Brien. So
Who won that one?
Bo O'Brien won it, but it was very, very close fight, split decision. So like for him making his debut against Bo O'Brien, very skillful boxer and very close fight, shows he's a really good boxer.
Yeah. It's good that we're following him. You know, not many people might know about him, so
yeah. Okay, Marvin Fetterika making waves in Australia.
Okay, I don't know this guy. Go on.
I just he's under New Zealand rankings. He's residing in Australia, but he's born in Auckland, New Zealand. He made his debut back in 2017. He had 2 fights and he went away and came back. But you know, he's a new boxer. We don't see much of him, but it'll be interesting to see to follow his career. You're trying to look at who he's fought and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he's won his first debut boxer fight in 2017 by knockout. He had a draw with Chris Terzievsky.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. He had a fight with Hayden Wright, but went by no contest because Hayden got a cut. And recently had his win against Ratu. Fitu Kawalu from Fiji. So
okay, and he fought at the Melbourne Pavilion. Okay,
yeah,
that's a famous boxing ground, right?
Yeah, it's like the ABA for Australia.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well done, Marvin. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, we want to see more of him. Let's see if he gets in contact with us because I want to see let's try to get an interview over Skype and try to talk to him a bit.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, we should. I'll try and figure it out.
Tanya Reid.
All right, take it over.
Tanya Reid wins her Australasian title against Rachel over in Australia. This is a big win for her. It's interesting because she's had multiple media articles this week from stuff like 2 from Stuff, women's boxing, women's breast boxing, women of boxing. Of course, New Zealand Boxing News did something on her. She's getting a lot of attention for this. She's the first New Zealander. The first New Zealand female to win the title. She's the first New Zealander to win the title since 2017, I think, when Ben Keller won the title. It's actually a really big accomplishment for her because she practically sold a lot of her things. So I think she sold her house as well. Went over to Thailand for 4 months just to train and fight for this title fight and won. Came home, she sold all her things, went over to Thailand to train for this fight and came back, won this fight. So she said in her articles that she realized that the only that she could have beaten Baby Nansen, but the only thing that was stopping her was this. She said in the interview. But then she decided to sacrifice everything to become a boxer and to do this. She gave up her job, and now because she knows what to do to make it big in boxing, you have to sacrifice everything. And she did. She went over to Australia and won the big title, the big historical title. She actually said to me the other day that when I spoke to her after her fight against Baby Nansen, she said in the ring before we spoke that she thinks that she was the oldest boxer, and she thought, oh, not too bad. I went up to her and said, you're not the oldest boxer in New Zealand, and female boxer, and she got inspired by that. She said that she got inspired because she wasn't the oldest, because she's 41, went over to fight someone that's half her age and won the title. But Giovanna Perez, she's a world champion. She's older than Tanya Reid. Gentiana Lupi, I think she's also older. So, good on her for winning that title. I really want to see big things for her. I think next she should really have a rematch with Quintina Haiti from Northland, because they've already had 2 fights. One loss, one draw with Quintina. So that would be good for her. I'm not saying now, but like maybe after 3 fights, maybe have a rematch with Baby Nansen. So, what do you think?
I think it's interesting how your name is attached to like when these women Kiwis like win a title. Like somehow your name's that's interesting, right?
Well, I try to keep my keep up do advocacy for women's boxing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
that's special, man. I don't know. That's special.
Let's talk about Shane Cameron's show that just happened. It's been just been over the last weekend. It was a big show. The first pro fight of the evening was Ari Malcia versus Ashley Campbell.
How did that go?
That was a good fight. Ashley surprised Ari how good she is. She won 2 rounds out of 6, which is actually pretty good. As we know, Ari Malcia she's ranked 3rd in the WBA, which is massive. She's on her way to a world title shot. Ari, this is her first win this year, and it was a big opportunity for Ari because for both girls actually fighting on a televised show, getting that exposure. So you want to know how that fight got put together?
Yeah.
Craig Thompson approached me about a week before the fight night and said, we need a women's boxing fight for the show. What do you got? I said to Craig, yeah, you said that to me. Do you remember?
Yes. I should come up with a voice. Yes. Oh, yes.
So I said, hey, you have Ari versus Ashley on your show. Let's move it to this show. It's televised and a big opportunity for both girls. And she said, okay, go talk to Ashley Campbell and Vasco about it and get back to me. So I did. I got Ashley Campbell's camp and they said yes. I spoke to Vasco. He said yes, but he'll get back to us. He did get back to us, and I helped out and practically did a lot of the groundwork to get this fight to happen. So yeah.
But how did it go? Did anyone get rocked in this fight? Like, was it a...
Auri actually showed such fast hands. She fought so well. Ashley, I think, got rocked a couple of times, but she also surprised Auri a couple of times with a couple good clean hits. But Auri did really show how skillful of a boxer she is.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty good on Ashley because this is a big step up, right?
For Ashley, yeah.
Yeah. Auri is, like a seasoned vet almost.
Yeah. And like with this one, Auri went from on BoxRec 8 to 6 in the world.
Wow.
And in theory, with this win, she should be going up another ranking in the WBA. Since she was 3rd, she should go like 2nd. Yeah, go 2nd.
So did she?
Well, we'll find out later in the month.
Okay, because that's gonna tie up other things, right? Like
yeah.
So you gotta keep your eye out and report on that one.
Other things on the show, the Logan Price fight. Again, like you know how I am.
Yeah, I know what you said about him last time. Yeah.
I speak the truth, and you gotta respect me for that.
What happened this time?
So last time I said that Logan Price was on the show.
You didn't enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy it. It was a very very boring fight. He comes back to this show,
and he changed your opinion.
And no. He fought Dominic Reed on 24 hours notice. Logan Price had a full camp. Dominic Reed came in on 24 hours notice and they had a draw. Okay, like,
was it entertaining at least?
there are moments
Okay.
that was entertaining, but if you look at the fight overall, Logan was still pretty boring fight. But like there are moments where they actually like had like a couple of good action happening.
Okay.
But I think Dominic, in my opinion, should have won that fight.
But you know, Logan just to defend, you know, we respect all boxers, all that. You know what I mean.
And all that jazz. Yeah. But you know, playing devil's advocate is such a pussy.
I actually agree. Yeah, I'm just gonna add local prize on one of the people I need to avoid, I think.
Okay, what else? There was Marcus Hayward versus
Yeah, tell me about
Shay
this one.
Brock. What
I
a
wanna
good
know.
fight.
How did it go?
Shay Brock got low blowed in the first round. This actually happens more often than you think for Shay, so poor guy.
Did he retaliate like quite a bit?
No. But like he also got low blow later in that first round, but it didn't. You know.
No point deductions.
No. Both times were accidental.
Okay.
The second one wasn't.
The second one.
There was 2 low blows. The first one was recognised. The second one was not recognised. And because the second one wasn't recognised, Marcus Hayward got the advantage in the first round, winning that first round.
So what happened? Like, did Shay go on the ground? Like, was he in pain, or he just continued?
He was in pain. He was like, oh. You know what happens when people get
Yeah.
blows,
But did he just continue? Did he give him a rest period or nothing?
Well, the first time he got a rest period. The second time he didn't. And so the second round, Shay Brock came back and won the fight. Won that round
decisively.
Okay. That third round, I was leaning more Marcus, and that last round could have gone either way. So, but in the end, it was ended by a draw. So,
did anyone get rocked, like sparked?
Oh yeah, Shay got rocked. I think Marcus got rocked, I think, at one point as well. It was a hell of a fight, and it should actually, you know, definitely a rematch. Hey, let's get a New Zealand title one, because like there are like 3 sanctioning bodies. Pro Box has Andre Mikhailovich as the middleweight champion there. Let's get a PBC middleweight title on the board, or even let's go a super welterweight, because that could go for like a title there. So, you know, make that a 10-round fight, make a New Zealand title fight.
I think people would love to see a rematch. Like, this is 2 top fighters, you know, high caliber fighters, putting on a hell of a show. So, yeah, I can't wait until the footage comes out. I want to see this one.
If it'll come out, we'll get to it. Of course, last fight of that show, Joshua Francis versus Nick Midgley. Now, like I have said in the past, like when I first watched Josh Francis, I did not actually think much of Josh. It's my honest opinion. You know, don't hate the speaking. But I have to admit, he improved so much, and I can see so much potential in him now than he when I first watched him against that Nigel Elliott fight. So, you know, big props for him, and like Shane Cameron's done an amazing job with him, and I actually really excited for him now. You know?
Okay.
What do you think?
Look, I mean, I started to get impressed with him after like he got that draw with Evander. Was it a draw?
No, he didn't fight Evander. Where he got a draw against Alistair Boyd.
Then he got the knockout. I thought that was quite impressive.
That was very impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen him, you know, being with Shane Cameron for a while, so it's good to see that he's making these improvements, he's making the adjustments, and, you know, maybe he's discovering himself as a boxer, you know?
And winning that fight, that Australasian title fight, first time this Australasian title was being defended in New Zealand since 2005, when Shane Cameron won it himself. So it's a historic moment for both trainer and boxer. Historic moment for that title being defended in New Zealand, and a New Zealander winning it. And so, you know, first time a New Zealand born person winning it in 4 years. So, you know.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
It's Kendall kept on saying, oh, is that important? It's like, yeah, it fucking is important. But yeah, it's, you know, really, it was good on him for winning it. I'm looking forward to seeing him winning by knockout against Nick Midgley, who now is he announced his retirement after the fight. took control of the whole entire fight. So in between the second and third round, Shane said, "I don't want to be here all night. Just go and knock him out." So yeah, it's like I'm very happy.
Congratulations, Chucky.
I know that originally that fight was actually supposed to be against Lance Bryant versus Joshua Francis. Of course, Lance Bryant. This wasn't announced, by the way. It was just talks and negotiations, but Lance couldn't do it because he had an injury. But imagine Joshua Francis going for a New Zealand title sometime over next year, because he should get a New Zealand title before going fighting bigger overseas, and like winning against Lance Bryant or Evander Tier, or big names like that. Well, Evander Tier is not as big as Lance Bryant, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, or
That's a breakthrough fight, eh?
or a fight against Smiley, or Josh is getting turned on.
Yeah, but he's in Brisbane now, right? So it's
Well, no, it's still possible. It's all about the price.
okay.
Yeah, good fights. They could possibly happen. So yeah.